There's no place like jail. There's no place like jail. There's no place like jail.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of A Very Oddcaster. As you can see, we are broadcasting or oddcasting, not from Castor's Pub, which is under renovation for the summer. So we have been exiled to Ocean City, Maryland. And so we are oddcasting from an undisclosed location located somewhere between 144th and 146th Street and Coastal Highway in North Ocean City near the Delaware state line. See, told you. So today I'd like to catch up on some very odd news. News stories that are actual news stories. They're not onion headlines, but they may as well be, right? And as you can imagine, given the world in which we live, there's no shortage of this stuff. It's a gold mine. So every few episodes, I try to catch up on the very odd news. So just today, leafing through the headlines, and in New York City, Mayor Eric Adams is proposing that the city place migrants, illegal immigrants, migrants, in people's private homes as a solution for the influx of tens of thousands of undocumented migrants. So it's sort of like an exchange student program, right? Yeah, that's going to go over well. Good luck with that, Mayor Adams. Let us know how it goes. Now, the federal government is in the news as well. A UFO whistleblower claims that the federal government has not only found UFOs, but they found actual alien bodies. So this whistleblower is under oath claiming that the federal government of the United States of America has found actual alien bodies. Of course, they're all working in federal offices, but that's beside the point. Actually, no one works in federal offices anymore. They're all in their pajamas, alternating between Zoom meetings and Warner Brothers cartoons. Sweetly. So those two stories are domestic odd stories. But of course, the world is a large place. I didn't know what that was. I framed this as such where my gesticulations are incomplete. So you're only going to see my fingers going, hello, hello. Just thought you might be interested in that. So the world is a big place, and there are odd news stories across this magnificent globe. This story takes us to India, where an Indian official, another government person, was suspended after he drained a reservoir to retrieve the mobile phone he dropped while taking a selfie. And we thought the selfie culture was confined to the US. No. It is a global pandemic. COVID was nothing compared to the selfie pandemic. But apparently, this government official in India was suspended from his job after he ordered a water reservoir to be drained so he could retrieve his smartphone, which he had dropped while taking a selfie. Food Inspector Rajesh Vishwash. That's his name. That's what it says. Vishwash. Vishwash the dishwasher. Food Inspector Rajesh Vishwash dropped his Samsung smartphone in the Kerkata Dam in the central Indian state of Chhattisgarh last week. I am butchering the hell out of these names. But you know what? I don't have Rosetta Stone at my fingertips, people. So Vishwash, who is a little vishy-vashy, he first asked local divers to jump into the reservoir to find the phone, claiming it contained sensitive government data. Yeah, it was probably dick pics. Yo, I'm sending this to my Bollywood star. Oh, clicky, clicky. Clicky, clicky, there's my dickie. Sensitive government data. But after the initial efforts to retrieve his smartphone failed, once more a misnamed title of the phone. Smartphone my ass. Anyhow, so after the divers couldn't retrieve the smartphone. After the divers couldn't retrieve the smartphone, Vishwash asked for the reservoir to be emptied using diesel pumps. So over the next 3 days, more than 2 million liters of water were pumped out from the reservoir, which is enough to irrigate at least 1,500 acres of land during India's scorching summer. So they need this water to survive, for God's sake. And this douchebag wants to retrieve his selfies. Oh my God. In videos that went viral on social media, Vishwash is seen sitting under a red umbrella as diesel pumps run to drain water from the reservoir. Vishwash told local media the water in the reservoir was unusable for irrigation and that he had received permission from a senior official to drain it. Smartphone was eventually retrieved, but wouldn't even start because it was waterlogged. I didn't see that coming. What say you? Vishwash? Oh, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. But it's actually comforting to know that the U.S. isn't the only stupid government. Back in the good old US of A, Marion, Illinois is where this story comes from. A Southern Illinois man has been charged with theft for allegedly stealing a backhoe to drive about 10 miles to an airport to catch a flight. damn Uber. God, they're late. What the heck's going on? They keep canceling me. Excuse me, Farmer Brown, do you mind if I borrow your backhoe? So the dude steals a backhoe because he's, I guess, late to a flight. Security camera footage shows a Carbondale man arriving at Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois atop a backhoe and leaving it in the airport parking lot Thursday. Footage captured the man walking across the street from the lot to the airport lobby carrying a guitar case. Carrying a guitar case? It wouldn't be this guitar case, would it? All right, it's time for me to come clean. Yes, it's true. I was in Southern Illinois yesterday. And I was there for a gig. I was playing the farmer's market. And at the conclusion of the gig, I was running behind to catch my flight to the next farmer's market gig in Des Moines, Iowa. And the cell service was bad there, and so I couldn't flag an Uber, and I couldn't even call a cab. So what's a guy to do? Saw this backhoe there on the property, jumped on top of it, put it into gear, problem solved. Okay? So don't judge. It wasn't me. There's a lot of guitar cases in the world. This story comes to us from Avon, Connecticut. The headline says, "Bear helps itself to 60 cupcakes from Connecticut bakery. Scares employees." So there's a knock on the door. The bakery employees go and open the door. They think it's the Avon lady, but no, it's a bear. This one comes to us from Yates, New York. I have no idea where that's at, but I'm going to guess it's upstate. This is a sad story, actually. Fertility doctor accused of using own sperm dies in the crash of a hand-built plane. Boy, that hand was good for a lot of things, wasn't it? Yeah, so this guy was a fertility doctor and was accused of using his own sperm to impregnate several patients. So he was in deep shit. But then he died over the weekend when the hand-built airplane he was in fell apart mid-flight and crashed. Apparently he was a little bit better servicing himself than he was at building planes. Wow. So this was Dr. Morris Wortman. He was a well-known OBGYN in Western New York. Was often the target of anti-abortion protesters. He was sued in 2021 Excuse me, I'm going to wait till Peter Fonda gets by here. Wortman was sued in 2021 by the daughter of one of his patients who became pregnant in the 1980s. The lawsuit said the doctor secretly used his own sperm while telling the patient the donor had been a local medical student. It said the doctor kept the secret even after the daughter, his biological offspring, became his gynecology patient. This guy is twisted. Yes, very twisted. Builds his own plane. It's a piece of shit. Breaks apart in midair. He dies. Wow. The daughter discovered that Wortman was the donor after DNA genealogy tests revealed she had at least 9 half-siblings, her medical malpractice suit said. The civil lawsuit, which is pending in Monroe County Court, said follow-up DNA testing with Wortman's daughter from his first marriage confirmed the genetic link. Wortman did not comment at the time the lawsuit was filed. And he's not going to be commenting anymore either. On to the next story. Another US of A story. A lot of domestic odd news. This is a story from Florida. Well, I'm going to try to pronounce this. Loxahatchee. Yes. This story comes to us from Loxahatchee, Florida. Never heard of that either. Chirping sounds lead airport officials to bag filled with smuggled parrot eggs. So maybe they were headed to a Buffett concert. I don't know. Strange. Here's some environmental odd news, as if there was any other kind. Sustainable till death do us part, and 45 days beyond. Mushroom coffins are a last best wish for some. Okay, let's unpack this. This comes from the Netherlands, so at least this bit of odd news is not homegrown. For those seeking to live in the most sustainable way, there is now an afterlife too. So this Dutch inventor is growing coffins, basically made out of mushrooms. The inventor, Jeffrey Spicoli, a little Fast Times at Ridgemont High joke there, he puts together this concoction using the root structure of mushrooms with hemp fiber in like this special mold that turns into a mushroom coffin. And this investor from the U.S. is an advocate of this. He's saying, we all have different cultures and different ways of wanting to be buried in the world. But I do think there's a lot of us, a huge percentage of us, that would like it differently. And it's been very old school, the same way for 50 or 100 years. So yeah, let's make coffins out of mushrooms. Isn't there something inconsistent about making a sustainable coffin for a dead person? The latest example of being totally out of touch with the human race.
The following is a public service announcement for a drug-free America. All right, now we're going to go through this one more time. Now, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I got a question. How about some salt and pepper with my brain on drugs?
What?
And how about some ham with my brain on drugs?
What are you talking about?
And some cheese with my brain on drugs. How about some tomatoes with my brain on drugs? And onions, lots of onions with my brains. And peppers with my brains on drugs.
Listen, smartass.
Oh, come on, chill out. Hey, guys, come on over. It's our brains on drugs. Hey, it's our brains on drugs. Hey!
You got a real attitude problem.
Oh, come on, just relax.
Here's one that comes from Berlin, Germany. German surgeon fired after getting hospital cleaner to assist with amputation. That's right. A surgeon in a German hospital flagged down a hospital cleaner, mopping the floor there, and said, "Hey man, want to give me a hand?" I don't know why I burst into a British accent there. It would be more like, "Excuse me, sir. Would you like to give me a hand?" So, I guess good help is hard to get these days, right? So yeah, one of the surgeons got a cleaner to assist in a toe amputation. There's no complications, fortunately for the patient, but the doctor has since been fired. Not the best look, right? The optics are kind of bad. "Hey man, come on over here, man. I'm sawing off this guy's toe. Want to help me here? Hold his toe right there. Yeah. Can you hold the clip there? Yeah. So the patient had only received a local anesthetic. Oh my God. You got your toe amputated and you only had a local anesthetic? That alone is a story, right? We're going to knock you out, sir, because we're going to have to remove one of your toes to stop the gangrene from spreading. Nah, just rub a little, Novocaine on it. I'll be fine. So the patient received a local anesthetic and watched and listened as the doctor asked a nearby cleaner to hold the man's leg and pass him surgical instruments. God. Scalpel? Scalpel. Scissors? Scissors. Mop and glow? Mop and glow. Jesus Christ. The incident came to light after a hospital manager spotted the cleaner with bloody gauze pads in his hand, trying to wash down the walls of the elevator. "This should never have happened," the German news agency DPA quoted Pfeiffer as saying. So, the moral to that story, kids, is if you need one of your digits removed, stay out of Berlin. Well, we've reached our maximum for this week. We will continue our review of the very odd news in the world on the next episode of A Very Odd Caster, brought to you from lovely Ocean City, Maryland. If you have any thoughts, comments, suggestions, please write to veryoddcaster@gmail.com. That's veryoddcaster@gmail.com.